Hello, friends. People adore clarity, and historians exploit this quality of our psyche, constructing a simplified, linear picture of the development of civilization. Sumerians, Egyptians, Romans, the Middle Ages, the Renaissance. But all their constructs collapse when discoveries like Göbekli Tepe in Turkey appear. Imagine a simple shepherd found a stone block embedded in a hillside, bearing traces of precise geometric workmanship. Experts examined it, and they calmed down. They decided it was the remains of a medieval burial site. Only a stranger, Klaus Schmidt, 30 years later, began the most ambitious excavations of recent times here, and he was right. What did he find? Over the course of 20 years, he excavated 5% of the hill, revealing numerous circular stone walls, structures within which stood enormous T-shaped stone pillars up to 5 meters high. These pillars weighed nearly 20 tons. Later, an unfinished column weighing 50 tons was found in the quarry. And most importantly, these structures date back to 9,600 BC. Listen carefully. So someone erected these pillars 6,000 years before the Egyptian Empire. Someone built these complexes, and excavations revealed that the hill contains numerous similar structures long before writing, before money, before the advent of cattle breeding and agriculture. All these pillars are decorated with animal images, reliefs and bas-reliefs, clearly recognizable as deer, foxes, scorpions, lions, and boars. And these pillars were erected by unknown ancestors 10,000 to 12,000 years ago, before civilization existed. There were no cities, no rulers, kings, or pharaohs. There was no religion. The strangest thing is precisely this: who or what compelled hundreds or thousands of people to labor to create these monuments? If not religion, if not kings, then who? Why did they labor for so long, move these boulders, process them by hand, expend energy and effort, and still create these strange monuments? Perhaps fear? Approximately 12,000 years ago, horrific events occurred on the planet, which, scientists believe, could have dealt a serious blow to the planet's animal and plant life. We can only guess, but the existence of these monuments contradicts official history, and it is listed in all reference books as the 0 point of civilization. 0, the beginning of the world, until some restless shepherd finds something else strange on a hill, right? Here's another find that remains unexplained. The Siwite monolith is a famous archaeological site in Peru, a giant boulder of andesite, it's a type of stone, perhaps granite, in the Andes, 100 kilometers from the city of Cusco. At an altitude of 3,500 meters, you will find a stone block weighing almost 250 tons, 250, in the open air, on a mountain. But the most interesting thing is the stone's surface. It has a distinct relief with rivers, lakes, islands, and plains. A map? But more than just a map, it is also a model, a working model of space. If you pour water onto the upper edge of the stone, it will inevitably flow along the beds of unknown rivers and streams and fill all the depressions, eventually flowing to the other edge of the relief. And throughout this massive monument, a granodiorite relief measuring 2.5 meters high and about 4 meters wide, you will see numerous animal figurines, representatives of the local world. 200 individual figures, including 44 depictions of pumas, snakes, lizards, caimans, monkeys, and birds. There are also 16 anthropomorphic figures and abstract geometric forms, including stepped motifs consistent with Andean iconographic traditions. What are the animals on the map for? Symbols? A cipher? Ideograms? The Spanish once attempted to destroy this monument, sacred to the locals. The evidence of vandalism is visible. Some animal figures have been knocked down and riverbeds have been defaced, but overall the map still functions. In 2012, scientists examined it again and created a digital model, which only confirmed that this hydraulic map is fully appropriate for its purpose, indicating the probable distribution of water resources. But no one has been able to relate this map to the local relief, and to this day, it remains a mystery waiting to be solved. Why? That's the question no one can explain. Someone worked on this map, but for what purpose? What is the meaning of this work and this monument? The Metal Library of Ecuador. In 1976, Stanley Hall, a research scientist, made a statement that made headlines around the world. He claimed to have discovered a system of underground tunnels stretching from Chile to Argentina and possibly even further. But his goal wasn't to break records for underground passages. No, he was searching for and finding a library of texts of immense historical and scientific value hidden within these underground structures. The texts were stored on metal plates, some of them gold. They contained information about direct contact with an extraterrestrial civilization, possibly the ancestors of humanity. It seemed like astonishing information. So what next? It's logical to assume that it was verified, that other explorers followed the same route, that new enthusiasts descended underground on longer expeditions, that their reports were published in reputable journals, and the world finally learned. What? But don't be surprised, nothing of the sort happened. So what was this sensation? How did Stanley Hall learn about the library in Ecuador's underground? Where are the photographs, the facts, the evidence, the documents? Hall himself said that his informant was a local scholar, Juan Moritz, who invited the explorer to Ecuador. With the help of local Indians, he personally discovered an underground labyrinth and a library containing thousands of books and other information carriers. These were metal plates with unknown symbols on the surface. This cave is little known, and the descent is fraught with difficulties, so there are no casual tourists here. After visiting the cave tunnel, Juan Moritz in 1969 appealed to the president for help in organizing an expedition. This is reality, and it's recorded in a notarized document. The letter to the president was sent. Years passed. There was no response, but the information was already circulating within the scientific community, many haunted by the hidden treasure in the form of metal plates. And then Stanley Hall arrived in Ecuador to conduct his expedition. And what happened? The expedition was large-scale, involving approximately 120 participants, including geologists, botanists, and other specialists. American astronaut Neil Armstrong served as the guest of honor and formal leader of the expedition. Despite a thorough search and the discovery of artificial passages in the caves, Stanley Hall's expedition did not find the metal library. Officially, they did not find it, although he himself claimed the opposite. So was there a library in the caves, or was it just a lust for sensation? Facts are stubborn things. Besides Juan Moritz himself, Padre Crespi saw and repeatedly showed the world the plates with incomprehensible symbols. He lived his entire life in friendship with the local Indians. His work resonated with them, and so he was given plates with similar symbols on their surface. However, the Indians themselves couldn't read this writing. But a few plates are merely a hint of a library. If it exists, the ruling elites don't want modern people to know about it. You must admit, it's strange that no one has yet verified the very existence of tunnels whose length exceeds all conceivable limits, hundreds of kilometers underground, perhaps under underseas and straits. It would be worth checking, and even more, organizing a search for the library. But for some reason, no one is rushing to delve into the underground of Ecuador. Why? This concludes our brief overview of discoveries that don't fit into the conventional theory of the development of our civilization. All the best, friends.